love that toy.
Courtney Hacking has endured the unimaginable, and she says it was avoidable. Her husband Peter, 4-year-old Ellie, and 22-month-old Grayson were killed in a car crash. The man who hit them had been deported, but made his way back into the country.
With stricter immigration laws, my husband would still be here, my children would still be here, and many other families around the country wouldn't have lost what they have lost.
The Nevada, Texas native says when she heard the news, she was angry at the man and the U.S. government for not doing enough to prevent it. Recently, the House passed legislation called Kate's Law that would strengthen the punishment for undocumented immigrants previously deported attempting to re-enter the country.
I hope that as a result of that, people don't have to deal with the trauma that my family has faced.
Congressman John Ratcliffe represents Hacking's district. He says this legislation will have a deterrent effect.
If you don't punish bad behavior, it will continue, and that's why we've seen so many incidents where we've had folks that are in this country illegally killing or causing the death of American citizens.
The legislation passed alongside Kate's Law would punish so-called sanctuary cities, which Ratcliffe says aid undocumented immigrants. Avide Mousavian from the National Immigration Law Center says the government is going too far.
The legislation has provisions in it that are blatantly unconstitutional, and so those provisions would be challenged in the courts.
The legislation would strip sanctuary jurisdictions of some funding for failure to comply with immigration enforcement. Mousavian says this stems from the Trump administration's aggressive push for reform.
There is really an intense focus from this administration to make life as miserable, uncertain, and painful as possible for immigrants who are here.
The fate of the legislation now lies with the Senate.